One thing I'm definitely not going to do is come here on this internet and lie to you guys, especially about a country that I have visited or an experience that I have had. I speak on here all about authenticity and accountability, and baby, I do not need to lie for no views, for no likes, for no comments. Like, that's not who I am. And I know you guys don't know me in person, but baby, like, it's a no for me. So when I posted that video talking about what you don't know about Turks and Caicos or what they don't tell you about Turks and Caicos, I was literally shooketh with the response, because it was definitely not something that I was expecting, especially the people from Turks and Caicos themselves, or whoever, I don't know, internet trolls, whoever you are, to come on my page and tell me that my experience or my recollection of things was a lie, and that I'm just spreading false advertising, and that I shouldn't be telling people not to go to your island. First of all, I didn't tell people not to go to your island. I just said I wouldn't be coming back because of my experience. And I think from the things that I learned after my experience, it's important to share so people get the whole picture, so they're not shooketh to their core like me when I go to Turks and Caicos and this happens to me. And I want to do a disclaimer, of course. This is not the norm. This is not the norm in Turks and Caicos, okay? Like, Turks and Caicos is normally a safe space to go to. Like, people go there to vacation, luxury vacation at that. It's beautiful. The water is beautiful. I love the food. The people that I've met were really nice, but I still had the experience that I had. So when I posted this TikTok, the comments, they were not passing the vibe test, okay? Because things can happen in any country. I remember we were in freaking Colombia and my friend busted her head open at riding a banana boat and we had to go to the hospital. Like, I didn't make a video on that, but if I did back in the day, that would be okay. Just because, you know, something happened in Colombia doesn't make it bad. Maybe if I got roofied in Colombia, I made a video about it. That doesn't mean Colombia as a whole is bad. It's just my experience. So this is the video that I posted.
Get out of my way. Get out of my fucking way. Get out of my fucking way. Get out.
And I was like, surviving Turks and Caicos, 2 drive-bys. If you have seen the news, there was a mass shooting. They're calling it a mass shooting. It was a drive-by. Okay, just believe me when I say that. And then there was another one too, because my friend literally has friends on the island and she was eating at this place. I don't know the names. I'm not from here. She was eating at this place. She literally left and 10 minutes later, she gets a call saying, hey, there was a drive-by and someone died. I don't know what to tell you. Multiple fights. Yes, I went to the igloo party or whatever. Igloo, 0 out of 10 recommend. It's not my vibe. I didn't know it wasn't my vibe. I would never go again. It was not for me. Okay, disorderly conduct. Yes, at that igloo party, there were so many fights, at least 2 that I witnessed with my own eyes, and like major fights, like people bringing out their poo-poo. I did not come here for this. I did not come here for this. I came here for the wall, okay? At least about 6 people went to heaven. I know that the news were saying that it was 3 people. When we were there, again, talking to the locals, there was a 4th person that passed away in the hospital, like from the shooting. And then that other guy that died at that restaurant with the drive-by, 5. I don't know the 6, but you know what I'm trying to say, you know? And then I just said God himself had to come get me. At least the water was nice. I was trying to make a jokey at that point because, babe, like, who would have freaking thought that this would happen to me? To me! Like, what? But, yeah. Well, the comments weren't having it. They were tearing me up, okay? This big Sammy was like, girl, please, be for real. And then this I don't even know these names, whatever. Someone said, surviving America, every 6 school shootings a month, 7 dead in Chicago, 20 in heaven, fights every day. Babe, this is not a contest of who can send the most people to heaven. Like, it's not good either way in America or in Turks. But if you're gonna bring that up, baby, I came to Turks for difference, for change. Okay, I came to Turks for change. If I wanted it, I would have stayed in America. Like you said, according to your delusion. Anywho, this other girl said that was the first ever in history. How many happen in America? Babe, are we comparing? Are we doing tab for tab? Are you, what? We're doing tab for tab? And then this other girl, after I posted that first YouTube video, she was like, LOL, so now after watching your YouTube video, you weren't even at islands when the shooting took place. No, babe, I obviously said surviving Turks and Caicos as a whole. Because the other half of the trip was ghetto. Okay? The other half of the trip was not giving what I needed to give. Okay? Your girl was stressed. Okay? I was stressed. And I said we were supposed to be in islands that night. We were literally getting up to go to islands and we fell asleep. God protected us because we were literally at islands 3 nights before. That's what I said in the video. No one's capping over here. So yes, I did survive, you know? It's kind of like being on a bridge and then like you pass the bridge and then right after you get off the bridge, it collapses. Damn, you didn't have to be on the bridge. Your car didn't have to fall down to its death for you to be like, oh damn, I can't believe I survived that. That was scary. It was scary. Maybe you won't go on a bridge for a minute, you know? So when I said, I don't think I'll be going back to Turks because of my experience, you know? Everybody has different perspectives of like what has happened to them. And that is okay. It's giving cult. It's giving like Israel right now. Like you can't say anything against the Jews because it's anti-Semitic. You can't say anything about the state of Israel. Not even the Jews. The state of Israel because it's anti-Semitic. You can't say that they're having a genocide because it's anti-Semitic. Baby, if I say this happened to me in Turks and I don't want to go back, that's on me. That's my experience. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. No, for real. Because you guys just wild in these comments. This other girl said, I live here and that's strange. Where were you? In the ghetto somewhere? We don't have that here. Well, obviously you do, babe. Obviously you do, and it obviously happened because if I wanted the ghetto, like you said, I would have stayed in America somewhere. Like your other friends said, or your other peeps. And then to top it all off, this other guy said, let's talk about how violent your city is now. Babe, literally when I made this TikTok, it wasn't to go tab for tab. I wanted to make a little jokey, not even a jokey because this is not funny. Your girl was stressed about the experience, and I'm just so thankful that I'm home, you know, because no one ever thinks that they might be in that predicament, you know. I feel like because we're on the internet and we share bits and pieces of our lives, let's rewind that, bits and pieces of our lives. People feel like they're entitled to judge everything. They literally feel entitled for the whole story. Like I'm talking about like background FBI research story, 6 books of like background. Who was it? Names, dates, timestamps, receipts. Like, babe, I am literally sharing a piece of my life. And for you to 1, come for me, 2, come for my character, 3, start saying lies, 4, just be like, oh, well, you suck anyways. Like, what? I'm not telling people not to come to Turks and Caicos. I'm just sharing my experience. Like, I don't have to give you any kind of receipts. I do not. Can we normalize that? Not giving any type of receipts. Like, I don't owe you any receipts about my life. Like I said, I come here, I do my little YouTube videos. I love talking to you guys on the camera, the people that follow me, the people that can see through the camera, like the kind of person that I am. Like, I don't come here to lie. Like, I love traveling. I literally have a travel YouTube channel all about self-love, authenticity, and accountability. Okay, so what? Like, that's not the game. So when you come into my page, coming for me on my page, like, I have to explain anything to you. And this is like sensitive stuff. Like, there's a lot that I'm not going to say because of safety reasons. Like, this is not a game. This is no jokey. You know, I don't want to be involved to whatever is going on over there. I want to be far away from it, you know? And I'm like sharing the story, not even sharing bits and pieces of the story because it was a scary experience. Is this the norm? No. Will this happen to you? Maybe not. You know, stay in your resorts, you know? I was out and about with the locals and in local places. So, and another thing when I talk about accountability, when I did make that video, I was already like hype in the sense of like, this just happened to me. I was scared, like, oh my gosh. And I'm over here typing in ChatGPT, like, how in the world could this have happened? Because I have never heard anything bad about Turks and Caicos. Like, what are the odds? What are the chances? So when I put that information on ChatGPT, I literally said like, why is crime so high in Turks and Caicos or something like that? And it gave me this list of like things that I never thought about before. I never heard of it in Turks and Caicos in the same sentence. Like illegal drug trafficking, illegal weapons, human trafficking, about like the borders, like so many other things that I brought up. And I was like, okay, I'm making a video about this because this is important. Like people need to know because I had no idea. And then this happened to me. So just in case, people need to have this information. And then I posted the video and then we have all these comments from these people of, I was listening to you before you went off the rails. There's no people in Turks starving. A lot of things you have said is not true. Please stop spilling this foolishness. It's not true. You suck. Mind you, I got all this information from ChatGPT and my intentions are not to put any false information out into the universe, into the internet. I was just trying to learn about Turks and Caicos just like you. So I went to ChatGPT and chat like searches the internet. It searches the web for these things. And mind you, maybe the way that I worded it was wrong. And I apologize because that's not the way that I wanted the information to come across. Like starving, that I might have been a little dramatic with that. And I feel also looking back at like the information that ChatGPT gave me, it was a little like biased as well, which I'm surprised because ChatGPT is supposed to not be biased, you know? So I take full responsibility on that. And I went back on the video and I edited it and cut a lot of those things out that didn't make sense. But the truth remains, like I still found information about Turks and Caicos, about human trafficking, about all these other things that I talked about on the previous video. Those still stand true. People don't know about these things. And I didn't know about this prior to going to Turks and Caicos. Some of the other reportings were older from like 2017, 2018, and some of them were newer. Like this travel.state.gov from the US government. And it says, this is from March 4th, 2025. And it says Turks and Caicos Island Travel Advisory. And it says it's a level 2 exercise, increase caution when visiting the island. Updated to reflect information to traveling with firearms and ammunition. They updated that stuff in there. But country summary, they gave you a country summary. Mind you, this is 2025 and it's in the US government page. Most crime occurs in Providenciales. Police may have limited investigatory resources. The U.S. Embassy in Nassau, located in the Bahamas, provides consular services, including assistance to victims of crime for U.S. citizens in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Firearms and ammunition, including single bullets through mistakes, carry-on, blah, 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 are illegal on the island. And then on the bottom, it does say increase caution when traveling to Turks and Caicos due to crime. These are things that no one is talking about. We're just all talking about the blue wall, which is what I was talking about. But again, when you're traveling, you have to be aware of all these things happening in the country that you're visiting. Be very aware. Talk to the locals. Yes, but no, because I didn't know any of these things. And that's why I made a video. So with that being said, one thing that the internet needs to know about me is that I refuse to get bullied off of here with you bullies coming for me, for one, telling me things that I did not say. Two, coming at me for information that if you don't agree with, that, or it might sound harsh because it's not happening where you are in that particular part of the country. Like, babe, come at me correctly, okay? Because I am all about accountability. I'm all about growth. The channel is called G is for growth, baby. But do not come at me sideways. I will always admit when I'm wrong and I will correct it. But baby, I'm always give you the same attitude back, okay? I rebel when it comes to things like that because I feel like I'm genuine. I know I am genuine, okay? I know that I show up to the best of my capabilities. I know that I make these videos to inform of places that I've traveled to share my experiences, share my laughs, my laughter. Sometimes I come sit here and tell you all about like what's going on in my life and like the shit that we're going through. All of it. Let's bits and pieces, but don't get it twisted. I don't know. Am I meant to be famous? I don't know. I'll probably get canceled. These people that do not know me will probably cancel me. I don't know. Because one thing about me, I'm not going to be bullied off here, okay? I'm not going to be bullied to shut up and not say the things like right now, there was an article about some kid got killed in Puerto Rico, in La Perla. And of course they tied it, he was there for the Bad Bunny concert and it was on the news, you know, and I believe it was a stray bullet. It wasn't like a targeted approach, but that's like people going on the comments and being like, oh, well, there's shootings in America all the time. Babe, that's not the point. Read the room. And mind you, things can be shared and then we can move on. Puerto Rico is still a beautiful island. I love Puerto Rico. I personally love Puerto Rico. But again, perspective. If that would have been someone that I loved or I was with them there and that happened to them, I might not go back to the island. You know what I mean? And I might feel like I couldn't recommend the island to somebody because that happened to someone I loved. So it's like having these different perspectives. You guys are not, not you guys, because I love you guys, but those other people are not gonna ruin my shine in my little safe space in the internet, okay? We are all about growth here, all about perspective, all about intellectual conversations, and about getting to understand each other and living in that kumbaya of having different opinions, learning from each other, and especially growing. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Or maybe I'll catch you in Turks and Caicos again. I don't know. I feel like the people of Turks and Caicos hate me, but that's here nor there. Ciao.